The other day, I took an Uber home after I had gone to a tasting and I felt a little impaired. When I got home, I blew into my handy-dandy breathalyzer and I wasn't even close to the legal limit. And this got me to thinking, how much does a man have to drink to be legally drunk? What about a woman? So I asked Lindsey, do you want to get drunk with me for science? And she said yes, but let's do it on our 25th wedding anniversary.
Yeah.
So, if you want to learn about how your body processes alcohol, see how many drinks it takes to get us legally drunk, and maybe hear some sage wisdom from people who've been married for 25 years, and possibly the best outtakes of all time, then you should stick around. It's our anniversary. Come on. Oh, did you shimmy?
Just a chair wiggle.
All right, a little chair wiggle. All right. So before we get started, Lindsey, we have to take a moment to thank our patrons. They are the reason that we are able to continue to produce this content. The other day I did look it up. We have provided free information to over 2.8 million viewers. Yet only 1/100th of 1% of those viewers are going to step up to make it possible for everyone else. And that's what the Patreons do. But it's not just about a donation. We also have some member benefits. We got bonus content, special offers, distillery takeovers, barrel picks, in-person meetups, monthly virtual bottle shares, discounts on merch, and the satisfaction of knowing that you support the channel and its mission.
And, it's not just the patrons either. We've had merch since the beginning, long before there was Patreon. So, thank you to everyone that's
also supported
through
by
merch.
Purchasing merch.
Yeah.
All right. Well, this is going to be a bit of a disclaimer-heavy topic. A little bit. Okay. So first off, you need to know that we do not support irresponsible drinking or binge drinking in general. You also need to understand that none of this should be considered legal advice. We are not attorneys. And we don't want anyone to think that we're encouraging people to get as close to the legal limit as possible and then drive. Because there's something that you need to know. The legal limit is just a guideline. You can still be arrested if your blood alcohol level is below whatever the legal limit is in your state, if the officer sees that you're impaired. And you also need to know that our little breathalyzer is just for novelty purposes.
It's from Amazon.
They're around $20. They're fun to have around the house.
Well, not only that, we use it when we have bottle shares here. If someone's impaired, we do not let them leave.
If somebody seems to be impaired and they want to drive, I will get the breathalyzer out. And I have made somebody sit downstairs for 3 hours until he could pass. He was not happy about that. Wow. And so we understand that. And then please remember that anytime you're making a decision about how much you can drink and then drive, it's not just to avoid a crime. You also need to think about the possibility of hurting or even killing someone else. And so this is a lot bigger than just playing around with the numbers. And I would also like to say, I'd like to send Wes's apologies. He wanted to do this episode with us. But because we live so far apart, there was no way to do the episode because one of us would have to drive home afterwards.
Yeah.
And you and I, we've got nowhere to go.
Yeah, we're just going to hang out for the day.
We're just going to hang out. So first off, let's set it up proper. What is today, pretty girl?
Our 25th wedding anniversary.
It is our 25th wedding anniversary. But today we're hanging out, we're having some fun. We got massages.
We did.
They were not good massages.
They were terrible.
They were bad. Yeah. I was like, does this woman hate me or her job? Like, I don't.
I felt abused.
I did. I will be sore tomorrow.
But we got out there.
We got out there and did a thing. But tonight we're gonna do steaks on a rock. I think.
I like that.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. Okay, so that's kind of where we're at, why we're here. We are going to be taking measured pours, and I've built a little calculator to figure out how much alcohol is in each one of the drinks, cocktails, or pours that we have, and we're going to be disclosing that with each round. We are going to start our drink clock, and our first drink we're supposed to finish within 15 minutes. Logic being, You know how when you go and you meet friends for drinks and you get there and you order one, that first one usually goes down faster than the second one?
Sure.
Okay, so we're going to kind of mimic that a little bit, okay? But after that, we're going to try and drink a drink every 30 minutes, which I will tell you, both of these time gaps are extremely shorter than what our normal drinking pace is.
I'm actually a little scared.
Yeah, so we're going to try and get to a blood alcohol level of 0.08, which is the legal limit in Texas where we live. We are going to take a breathalyzer at 30 minutes, 1 hour, and then every 30 minutes after that. So what that would mean is that we'll get a pour in us, and we will give that pour 15 minutes to kick in, and then we will be doing our breathalyzer results. And the plan is to keep going until we get to 0.08.
And for the record, I chose cocktails because that's what I drink when we go out. And I don't know how much whiskey to drink and not die. And I can't drink it very fast either. So.
Yeah. So there's that.
So cocktails for me.
Our first round of pours, what do you have for yourself here, Pretty
It's a peach blossom. I stole the recipe from Hendrick's Gin.
Okay.
I didn't use Hendrick's Gin. I used Citadel, but it's very yummy.
Yeah, and I have a measured 2-ounce pour of Wild Turkey 101. And we're going to talk about how to do these calculations in a minute, but for those of you keeping track at home, her peach blossom is 1.17 drinks. So it's just over one drink.
Okay.
It has 16.32 grams of ethanol in it. My drink, however, is 1.69 drinks. And we're going to talk about that because it has 23.63 grams of alcohol in it. And so what do you say we get started?
Okay.
All right.
I'm going to cheers.
Happy anniversary.
Yeah.
Okay, we're back after our first drink.
Yeah.
How are you feeling?
Full.
You feel full?
Yeah.
That might be because you've been eating chips.
I was trying to not get sick.
Yeah. She's worried she's going to get sick.
I'm so petrified. I'm a control freak when it comes to I don't drink a lot, and I'm a very slow drinker. So trying to sip these giant cocktails I'm making for myself quickly is scary.
We both finished our drinks within the allotted amount of time for round one, which was 15 minutes. We've poured our second drinks. Tell the people what
It's a Paloma.
A Paloma.
Basically a grapefruit and lime margarita.
Okay, and she was shocked to find out that her Paloma recipe results in 1.87 drinks.
Yeah.
Because it has 26.2 grams of ethanol.
Jeez.
And just to keep
I should have made it my way. I made it from a recipe so that it would be easily shareable.
Yeah. And just to keep it simple, I went with another 2-ounce pour of Wild Turkey 101.
Yay.
So same numbers as before, 1.69 drinks in a 2-ounce pour of 101 proof spirit. So now that we got that out of the way, it is time for us to do our first breathalyzer.
Okay.
I knew I was a bigger Bourbon Real Talk fan than you.
How do you know that?
Well, because I don't just use a prideful goat, Glenn. I got an official Bourbon Real Talk tumbler.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Well, I got this Bourbon Real Talk lanyard to carry my whiskey glass in.
Oh, well, speaking of whiskey glasses, do you have one of these?
No, I don't.
Rocks glass.
Oh, yeah?
Yep, official.
Well, I love my wife, and I bought her this official Whiskey Wife flask from Bourbon Real Talk.
Well, that's cute and everything, but I got my wife one of these.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Well,
You can just add your own liquor, and it's an actual cocktail right there in a jar.
Me and my wife like to make cocktails, so we got this simple syrup off the
Oh,
website.
do you?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, do you and your wife have one of these? This is an official sticker. You can only get these on the website.
No, but I do have these official coasters that have the Bourbon Real Talk logo on them, and I'm representing.
Well, while you're representing those little coasters of yours, I've got an aroma kit.
Do you?
Yeah, so I can smell literally everything in bourbon. Everything.
Well, I don't have that, but I do have this sample box that I keep all my samples in because I'm part of the community and I share samples.
Yeah, but do you have Glen toppers that are officially Bourbon Real Talk?
I don't have that, but I do have this large whiskey carrying case for my glasses so that I don't break them.
See, I knew you had that. That's why I have this, the smaller version, okay? It packs more easily into your suitcase. Don't have to mess with that big old thing, okay?
Suitcase, that's for lamos. Check this thing out. I have a Bourbon Real Talk bottle carrying bag. You can't beat that.
I don't know if I can because...
And on top of that, I have a Bourbon Real Talk t-shirt. I'm the bigger fan.
Oh, I can beat that. Is it extra schmedium?
No, I don't have an extra medium.
Ha! Extra schmedium.
You might be the bigger fan. You win.
I knew it.
So whether you're a Bourbon Real Talk super fan or simply looking for quality whiskey swag, head over to bourbonrealtalk.com today.
So you gotta hit the button.
Wait for the countdown.
Yeah, wait for the countdown. And then you take a deep breath
You do it first.
right before and blow for 10 seconds. Whoa, already at 0.04.
Okay.
That's a whole vibe. All right, let's see for you. One.
I ran out of juice. Let's just do it again. We're the same.
We're both 0.04. That is impressive. I did not think we'd get that far on one drink. So while we sip our second cocktail, let's explain to people what we're talking about when we say a drink.
A drink.
A drink.
Okay.
So each country has its own definition of what a drink is, but in the United States, it is 14 grams of ethanol or 17.7 milliliters by volume of pure ethanol. That is what a drink is considered when they do the studies. You've already noticed, as I've given you, my drink count, a 2-ounce pour of 100 proof spirit is actually 23.73 grams or 1.69 drinks. And that's something that we whiskey enthusiasts have to pay attention to, because a lot of the whiskeys that we drink are way above 80
Right,
proof.
not everybody's drinking like 80 proof whiskey.
Right, and so...
I mean, I like hotter whiskey.
Yeah,
It's just yummy.
They have average statistics. So obviously I am a lot bigger than you, so alcohol is going to affect me less than it's going to affect the same amount of alcohol. It's going to affect me less than you, barring any other, medical disorders or anything like that, right? Size has an impact, all of that stuff. So on average, though, one drink should raise your BAC 0.015.
Okay.
And we're both at 0.04.
Okay.
So we're way ahead of schedule. We're crushing it. But we have a few minutes to finish this drink, so we're going to cut this segment off.
I should have chosen a different cocktail. This is so much to drink.
And we will be back with our next blood alcohol test
There you go.
in a moment. Okay, welcome back. Here we go. We've had 2 full drinks.
2 full drinks.
We've poured our third drinks off camera.
Yes.
What are you drinking, pretty girl?
I'm super excited about this.
All
okay.
right.
I will say that it's a sour that doesn't have all the foam.
Which is fine.
I could have made it better.
You can do it
but
how you
this
want.
is like a nod to my favorite vampires. This is a Brothers Bond Elderflower Sour. I never in a million years would have thought that an 80 proof bourbon and elderflower liqueur needed to be in the same glass. This is so yummy. So anyway.
For those of you keeping score at home, that is 1.25 drinks and 17.54 grams of ethanol. My third pour...
Did you change it up at all? You're so boring.
Okay, first off, everyone at home is going to watch this and go, he shouldn't be drinking expensive whiskey when he's just trying to get drunk for the camera.
Okay.
Right? So I just don't want the comments. And
This is so good.
And this is so good. It's Wild Turkey 101 again.
Yeah.
2 ounces, which, as we've mentioned before, is 1.69 drinks and 23.63 grams of ethanol. Okay. It is time for us to breathalyze. Okay. I shall go first. 0.06.
Wow.
All right. 0.06 up top. Look at us.
Can keep up with the big boys.
Yeah, you can. So how do you feel?
I'm having fun.
Okay, I feel impaired.
Okay.
At this point, I've had 3.
But you've had like straight whiskey.
4 drinks.
Feels like a lot.
Well, this is an important lesson. Like,
yeah.
Somebody goes, "Oh, you had straight whiskey." No, I had 3.4 drinks. You had 3.06 drinks.
Okay.
Okay. So, like, it doesn't matter what the alcohol is. The effective ingredient is ethanol, and that's kind of what makes it all happen. So let's talk about what makes blood alcohol content go down, because if you have this information when you're out drinking, you can make safer decisions.
Sure.
So one thing that you need to know, which I didn't know, is that 10% of the ethanol that you consume can be eliminated through breath, sweat, and urine. And that is why breathalyzers work. The other 90% has to be processed by your body. There's a lot of factors that affect the elimination rate of ethanol in the body, like size, metabolism.
Like if you're a tiny person.
If you're tiny, food in the system, frequency of alcohol consumption. On average, the human body should be able to process 0.15 or 0.015 blood alcohol per hour.
Sure.
And that is why everyone says, like, as a general rule, if you have 1 drink per hour, you should be okay. When you hear about somebody who got arrested at a 0.16, if their body is able to process alcohol like at the same average as the average human, it would have taken 11 drinks at once. Almost 11. It's 10.667 to get to that blood alcohol level, plus another drink per hour.
Good grief.
For when they were there. So to get to a 0.16, you would have had to have, if you were at a bar.
I mean, is that like doing shots and then drinking wine and then more shots and then a cocktail?
Probably.
Like that's
but if
a
you're
lot.
if you're at a bar, you're at a party, for 3 hours, you're talking around 15 drinks to get to that level. If you drink wine, it's almost like it's 3.5 bottles of wine. Well, we're gonna cut it off here, and we're gonna come back after we finish these drinks and do another breathalyzer. We got you drunk.
You did. I'm still okay.
No, because I had told you the drink had to be done, and it took a bunch of time. It took 15 minutes, honestly.
Whatever.
We are off schedule.
We're trying.
We are trying. We're trying to get as drunk as we can for you people, but
Control freak over here has to make sure everything's
yeah, and I'm at a place where I would not be drinking anymore. So we were supposed to be doing our next pour.
Well, it's right there.
And we are now at a place where we're supposed to do our next blood alcohol test.
Okay. Well, let's do it.
Which is a 15-minute lag.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, 0.08.
Ha-ha! Got him, son! What? I don't have to drink this.
But does that mean that it's not valid? Okay, let me do it again.
All right, let's see. Let's see what you got.
Okay. Like my lips started to close it off.
Oh, 0.09! Look at you!
Now, how did we... That's...
All right, I don't trust the device, but we're definitely drunk.
A little bit. Yeah, I want to talk about my drink. Can I talk about my drink?
Yeah, what was your last drink?
Okay. So, I don't know what it's called. Or I forgot what it's called. But there's a place in town that I love. And they basically make a New York sour, which if you are a New York sour connoisseur, I screwed it up, obviously. The wine is supposed to float on top. But instead of using bourbon, they replace it with blueberry vodka. So it's a blueberry vodka, lemon juice, simple, and what is supposed to be a wine float on top. It's not. It's all in there. But it's so yummy. So that's what I'm sipping on.
And her drink is a 1.23 drink count with 17.19 grams of ethanol.
Wow, gosh.
And my fourth pour, which I will not be finishing, was another pour Wild Turkey 101.
Yay, you're so boring.
I just don't want to deal with the people complaining about me wasting.
You're so lame. Bet you think this song is
about you. Yeah.
You're so lame.
Yeah.
It's a whole thing.
Yeah, we got a theme going.
Yeah.
Yeah, because because earlier it was my ego, and now
You're lame.
Now the You're So Lame song. Yeah. I would say, in conclusion, this was hard to do.
Yeah.
I had to drink at a pace that was uncomfortable for me.
Same.
And I am more impaired than I feel comfortable with.
Same.
And so, it just takes us back to that idea that you have to be a responsible individual, because for those people who are getting arrested that are double the legal limit or whatever, like,
I can't even imagine.
There was no logic applied to that situation. There was no judgment applied to that situation. Like, it was just complete irresponsibility. Like,
I mean, I would have stopped two drinks ago with the way that I feel right now.
Well, I think it's time to wrap it up.
Sure.
So, if this is your first time watching the show, we apologize.
This is not how
we know
do
you
things.
didn't sign up for this, but this is not how we normally do stuff. But 25th anniversary plus getting drunk.
I mean, we're gonna have a very nice dinner. Like, we're gonna have a nice day for anyone that thinks that sitting around recording a podcast is a crappy day. I mean, we just left our baby at college 3 days ago. All we want to do is sit around and cry. So having a couple of drinks and a nice dinner at home is exactly what we want to do today.
Yeah, lots of tears. But if this is your first time tuning in, we'd like to let you know that this channel is about bringing people together around bourbon. And that's something that's important to us because we lost my younger brother to suicide in 2014. And in the aftermath of that, you try to figure out
what you could have done.
What could we have done? What led to this? And after talking with a lot of his friends at the memorial and whatnot, I realized that my brother had become separated from the social support network that he used to have around him. And that made me want to work on things that would cause connection. And I started to see how bourbon brought people together, even people that would normally not be connected with one another because of different ideological views or whatever. It seemed to cross boundaries. And I was also disenfranchised with how separated the country was.
Sure.
Because I realized that if you really sit down and you talk about things that truly matter to people, all of the stuff that we all fight about, it's not even in the top 10%, right? And so I thought, maybe if I can get you connected to bourbon will do the rest of the job and get you connected to others so that you don't have to feel the way that my brother did when he decided to take his own life.
I mean, suicide is the second leading cause of death under accidents and, cancers. It's an epidemic.
It's a big deal. And so that's part of the reason why we did this. To create connection, though, you have to have forums where you can interact, and a lot of the forums are filled with negativity, trolls, whiskey trolls. And so we created Bourbon Real Talk Community, which is a troll-free whiskey environment where you can interact without fear of others attacking you. But those trolls, they did teach me something else, and that is that if they can hate you, there's nothing that stops me from loving you. And that's why we end every podcast the same way, and that's this. If you woke up this morning and you were unsure whether or not anyone loves you, just know that we love you. And we'll see you next time on Bourbon Real Talk. All this shit's gonna get cut out and put it in the end. It's gonna be great.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
It's not. Okay, do it.
I have creative control. You'll see. It's gonna be at the end.
It doesn't need to be at the end. It's important.
Yeah. All right. We'll see.
Well, I was saying we should do fun things because, like, so far it's like, well, watch us get drunk and like, it's been very stuffy. It's not been very fun at all. Is everything okay?
Yeah. Yeah. If you want to be the hottest chick
Do I
on
need
planet
like
Earth.
more lipstick or anything?
Do you need more lipstick? No.
Oh no.
No. We're rolling.
See me rolling.
They controlling, trying to catch me right and dirty, trying to catch me right and dirty.
Oh, hi. Hi, how are you? How you doing?
I'm drunk. I can't sing my rap songs though.
Why do you have to sing rap songs?
I sing rap songs when I get inebriated. They got a lot of lyrics that I can't publish.
Yeah, that's all over you, by the way.
It's your job to take care of me. It's been your job for 25 years. You need to step your game up.
I'm just gonna look in the mirror. I mean, I'm already married. I don't need to marry either of them. We just need to be besties. I can be fun. I
can
be fun.
I'd hang out with Nikki.
Yeah.
Oh, how the turntables.
It's a little different.
No, it is not different.
Yeah, Randall has a little bit of a crush on Nikki Reed. He would leave me for Daenerys Targaryen.
I do not want to have a relationship with the Mother of Dragons. If I could,
You would.
I would pledge fealty and die honorably in her name.
That's true. 40-year-old moms, you have to back me up on this. I have the weirdest crush on Harry Styles.
I would snap him like a twig.
We need to post about how much we love each other on the internet so people know it's real.
Music.